So this is a loaded question for the essential question here. It says, how does conflict, compromise, and war strategies drive a nation or society's political, social, and economic development? Well, you're going to get the entire lesson to try to figure out the answer to that question. So I don't anticipate that you're going to know the answer to that right now. But I did figure what I do when I have questions that I need to answer, I got to make sure I understand the question. So, one way to do that is to highlight a couple of words that might make it a little easier to understand. So, I've highlighted conflict, compromise, political, social, and economic. So I encourage you to pause this video right now and go figure out what those highlighted words mean real quick. Then we can come back and replace these words or define these words with a synonym or a short definition. And that should help you understand the question a little bit better. Okay, so you should have paused the video, and now of course, you've unpaused it. Uh, Conflict, a good synonym for that would be problem, um, disagreements, if you will. Compromise is when no one side gets everything they wanted. They kind of trade something they wanted for something else. So this is a way where both sides of the disagreement come up with something they agree with. Okay, so maybe you do that with your parents a lot of times. They give you a list of chores, and you're really not wanting to do all those chores. So maybe you come up with a compromise that if you do this many chores, you get more time to play your games or whatever. So again, compromise, of course, is where both sides get a little something they want, even they're not going to get everything they wanted. War strategies, I didn't highlight that one because we've played games in class before. So strategy, of course, is a plan to help you win the game. So a war strategy would be um, a plan you come up with to help your side win the war. Okay, political, that has to do with government. Politics is where it comes from. So, how does problems and compromising, where both sides get a little bit of something they want, and making war plans drive a nation or group of people's way they come up with rules and policies in government? Social has to do with society, kind of like what are the social norms? Like when I was growing up, I think it's kind of common here in the South, or at least it was, that you are supposed to be gentlemen and let ladies first. So a lot of my friends tease me because I still have that habit of where I let all the ladies walk in the door first. That would be something that I grew up as a social norm. And then economic has to do with economy, how the um, community or how the nation or group or whatever makes money. So with all that said, when we've got all these big words that we've defined now, so the question basically is asking, how does a way that groups go to war, the way they've come up with how they're going to win the war after the war's over, the compromises they made to make the war over, how does that help shape the future of that community and that nation? Is what we're going to be looking at.